All right, guys, welcome to the inaugural, very first Rundown Rewind. During spring training, we're going to keep this extremely simple. In each week, we're going to talk about what we're buying, what we're watching, and one mild, medium, and hot take of the week. Think Taco Bell hot sauce packets. That's what we're going to do. So, fellas, what the heck has been going on with you this week? Is there anything entertaining, anything fun, anything exciting? Sad? I don't know.
I don't. You know what? I'll tell you guys what's going on, and you give me the word for it because I haven't decided yet. So I do a club at my local high school, and it needs a fundraiser. And it turns out in the middle of the winter that kids will buy tickets to go to a dance. So I am hosting said dance tonight, which is not exactly in my wheelhouse. You know, I had like a decorating committee that did everything for me, right? There is going to be like a local sheriff's deputy is going to be at the dance just in case there's any hooligans. So got that on lockdown. However, my freshman daughter and her boyfriend of 2 months are going to their first dance together as a couple. And so I have to do the old like dance chaperone, teacher, dad hat. I haven't decided if I'm just going to stare at them the whole time or not look at them for 1 second. So I don't know. That is what's going to happen in my life tonight here on this Saturday night. So you guys tell me the word for that.
I'll go with miserable, because as a teacher as well, we have to do one supervision throughout the year, and I did a robot rumble this year because I did not want to do.
Kind of sick, actually.
There was the lights and all that stuff, and I could just imagine going to our winter formal, seeing what is going down over there, and then just seeing him Monday like, "Hey Johnny, hey, did you have a good weekend?" That's just the kind of part where I'm
good.
Hands,
Johnny.
Yeah, I'll go watch them shoot some hoops or score a touchdown. Well, we don't really play a lot of good sports over at our school, but I'll watch them participate in sports more than I will go watch that dance. I mean, miserable is the only way I could put that.
Jonathan, it's your niece. What's the?
Wow, man! I was going to say there's a lot of things flying in my head. When you said sheriff's deputy, I thought, is there a way you could somehow get in with him to scare this said date, like scare him senseless?
First of all, incredibly sexist of you. It's a woman.
Wow, hit him with it. Let's go.
You know what? Honestly, you're dead. You're dead right. You're dead right. That's wrong. Shouldn't have done that. 100%.
I think we scrap this now.
So, yeah. How about you ask her?
Okay.
Excuse me.
Okay. Yeah.
To scare the you-know-what out of this date, like he's done something wrong, or something like that, just so you could be looking at him in the background like, this was me, buddy.
Well, here's the good news. The good news is he really does seem to be a good kid, and I genuinely, I don't really have like a lot of concerns about it, but he does have the thing. I mean, he's in one of my classes, so he has the thing that every time he and I make eye contact, he looks like he's about to internally combust. And I've never been mean to him. Just never been mean to him, but I am also not going to change. I'm just going to let him have a little combustion at all times. So that's what we like.
I think that's going to be something. We will see. We'll probably hear a report back at some point here.
I'll
right?
update you guys. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So just for all you folks you're listening, we have been talking about spring training games in the background. We have been using some of our Patreon-specific chats for this, and you'll see more of those as we can watch these games. I joked in the main episode that we can literally see like 3 of these spring training games, which is just, I don't even know. I don't know. It's amazing. I don't understand it. So let's just kick it off with the first week of spring training, whatever you've gotten to watch or hear or follow on game day. What are you buying? This is like a positive. What are you buying? Scott, let's start with you.
What I'm buying is, and this is something I talked about on Meet Mutual with C70, was the usage pattern of certain guys as far as where they're actually seeing time in games. So not just like, they're taking reps in, in BP and stuff in the outfield, but seeing Thomas DeJC be all over the outfield as well as all over the infield. I know he's going to go play short for Team Italy here in the World Baseball Classic next week. But the fact that they are actually putting him in game situations to be that, I think he had that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Secret of the Ooze from TGRI. He's starting to mutate into that super utility player to now, if the bat can also continue that progression like he is at least shown in the minor leagues, I'm going to buy into the usage pattern of Thomas DeJC carving away into this roster.
I love it. I love
that. That is hilarious. I'm just gonna go ahead and dump what I'm buying here too, because what I'm buying is positional flexibility.
This should just be a 2-man pod.
Yeah.
So
I'm done. See ya.
I love the Sajasi stuff. Jonathan, I think you have a little itch for this guy, Jose Fermin.
Ooh, I like a little Fermin.
They're kind of messing with him a little bit. Listen, Yoel Pozo is grabbing different gloves.
Yeah.
Herrera is messing with different gloves, and I just think that's smart. We did the sum with like Tommy Edman was obviously capable of this at a level that most guys are not going to be capable of. But I mean, guys, the Dodgers have just an entire roster of shortstops that they just plug into different places.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know if everybody listening realizes this. We have our shortstop of the next 10 years, provided the Cardinals actually hang on to him.
Yep.
So any of these kind of shortstop middle infield prospects that are coming up, they are not going to play shortstop in St. Louis. So it'd be great to get them some outfield time, get them some other gloves. Maybe they can just take the Senja like double-handed glove and just, who knows? We'll just get crazy with it. Yeah.
That's right. That's a really good point about you might as well start this flexibility now because there is a locked up boulder at shortstop. Like nobody's overtaking that. That's why you've seen Weatherholt move around. I think it's great that Sajasi is kind of taking like the bull by the horn type approach and like throw me in center field. I'm willing to look silly if that's what it takes to do this. I read a quote from him when he played left field in his first spring game. He says, the first time I played in the outfield since Little League. He said he got one ball hit over to him. It caromed off the wall. He said it caromed off the wall. I looked up and I thought, I guess I'm just going to throw it to Mason. Like, that's what I'm going to do because he's always been the cutoff guy. He's like, it's so weird. He's like, I'm just going to throw it to Mason, and that's what's going to happen. So that's so funny to hear them talk about that stuff.
Don't you guys think that's smart, though? Just giving guys different options to do. Now, I don't know how much optionality Pozo has, you know what I mean? But just if you're capable of it, I think it's good.
Do you think we have to spell Pozo with little O's now because he's lost weight? You know, like, do we do something that signifies that he's so much skinnier?
What are you talking about? Like,
or we just call him Joe.
Oh, Joe.
Oh, maybe. He's not a full Joel anymore. He's just a Joe. I like that.
Joe
I like
Light.
that a lot.
Oh, Joe Light. There we go.
Yes. Okay, here's the thing I'm buying very early on. This is right. Gorman's defense looks a lot better.
Ooh.
It does. I mean, I know I've seen him take, I think, 2 ground balls, so this is what I'm standing
Small
on.
sample size, yeah.
But last year, you know, he was all over the place, and he at first when he jumped into third base, he looked horrific. Like his joints didn't move. Like he did not move. You know, like when you're out in the cold for a long time and you're trying to like text or something and your fingers literally can't.
Yeah.
That's how his whole body looked. He looks a little more loosey-goosey out there. Like he belongs at third base. His throws look a little lollipop across the diamond, but they get there. So that's at least exciting.
Harking back to Matt Carpenter's
tough.
throws, though. Matt Carpenter's throws were
all shoulder
rainbows over there.
Those were Herrera-esque, is what they were. Anybody else have anything positive they're watching, they're buying? Anything else?
I'll let you know when I can see something.
This is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Matt, you got anything else?
It is crazy. I mean, not necessarily. Just that, like the first turn through the starting rotation and through I guess not really the starting rotation, but just the first turn through the pitchers. I have been really ready to see what Quinn Matthews can do this year, healthy. And his first run through an inning, it's like a 10.5 ERA or something, which I'm not at all concerned about spring training stats. I think the key for him is just going to be health. But it's, all things being equal, I guess you'd rather see them do well than do poorly. So I would like for him to turn that around. But the fact that, and Scott mentioned this on the main episode, that velocity is in like the 96, 97 range, I think probably speaks to the health of his shoulder. And I'm just ready. I'm ready for him to sweep McGreevy out of the way. No offense specifically to McGreevy, but I'm ready for him because, again, on that main episode when we were drafting with Kareem, I mean, we drafted a ton of pitchers, and we didn't even touch like Brandon Clark or some of the biggest names coming through our system. So it is crazy the amount of pitchers we have. So I'm just really hoping that Quinn Matthews can start that this year.
I totally agree. I didn't even take Eshan, and I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
I wanted to. So
the way you derailed that draft, I didn't really know what to take anymore anyway.
Well, I like to do what I can for the listeners. You know what I mean? I like to do what I can. All right, Scott, what are you watching? Like, what is something you've seen where you're like, I need a little more tape on that, or this kind of scares me like slightly? Where are you at there?
I think the easy answer is Tink Hence, but we've been hearing like the reliever risk, and like why is that a risk? Go ahead and put him in the big leagues. Like at least he's panning out in the major leagues.
Amen.
So I
Yeah.
don't care about the reliever risk portion of it. What I want to see more of, and what they've seemed to have been doing so far, is giving Blaze Jordan as much time as possible to gain some type of spot. You see that he's pretty much been in. Probably has the majority of the at bats, and they put him at first base, so it's not just like he's getting at bats as DH. I think he is somebody, when you look at the first base depth in the organization, there's not a lot behind Burleson. And is Burleson the traditional first base bat that you can build through and with? We got to see how the power is going to develop, but Blaze has that power. So is he going to play his way into a potential first base platoon-ish or DH role, especially if Gorman can handle third base, like you're saying, and Herrera can grab the gear a couple times a week?
Yeah.
Let's see how they use that DH role, if they finally gonna get that old American League DH of the big burly bopper and just get the guy that just can hit a home run, chug a beer, and then do it again in 2 or 3 innings.
Matt, do you believe in Blaze Jordan? Do you think he's any different than Luke and Baker?
Scott's
See,
been talking
I
about
explained
Blaze
him
a
as
lot.
I explained him as a Luke and Baker, but he's also 5 years younger, where we saw Baker when he was 28 and still didn't get that opportunity. Now
True.
let's give that opportunity to somebody 5 years younger and see what happens.
Yeah, I do like that. The question is, do I believe in like Blaze Jordan with the copy paste of the Josh Baez layered on top?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't know how good this prospect team is. It seems like to me he kind of like hit a wall with the Red Sox and never really developed in the way that I think people were hoping for, when he's hitting like 750-foot home runs as a high schooler. So I don't know if our prospect team can get in there and kind of turn the corner on him. I think it's cool. I think it's great that we're taking a shot on him.
Me too. I agree. Matt, are you watching anything specific?
I am. I'm going to be keeping a close eye on like as spring develops, the numbers of at bats that guys are getting. Because I think that will tell us what they are thinking in terms of some of these positional battles and positional flexibility and stuff like that. So, if Weatherhold is one of the leading at-bat getters on the team, I think that's probably a signal as to what they're going to do. And probably even more than the at-bats, because I feel like the position player side of things is fairly set. I think we more or less know what's going to happen. I'm really going to be watching the innings pitched for the pitchers, because we do not know what is going to happen with that. And Richard Fitz came out the other day just throwing missiles. And so, I don't know. Do I want to see Richard Fitz or Andre Palante? I mean, my grandma Palante is well, is well known on this podcast, but like, I'm just over it. I'm done. I'm over it. I want to move on to something that could have some more upside. So I am truly and legitimately looking at those innings pitched, because that's going to tip their hand is who's going to go in the rotation at the beginning. And we truly do not know yet.
No, this is a make or break. How do Ollie and Heim work together in this? Because there are so many guys that could get an opportunity where you say, do you want to take Palante or somebody like Fitz? We've often talked that spring training doesn't matter as much. Are you going to take, if Palante is really good in spring, does that just completely nullify the horrific stuff you've seen before? Do you want to look at something totally different with Fitz? It seems like they believe in Leahy. Everything I have been reading is that they want him to pitch. They want him to start. So I just am curious how they're going to navigate that situation. And it feels like Ollie is really open to anything. I mean, he got a vote of confidence from Heim, so that's going to be an interesting dynamic for sure.
What are you watching for?
I was going to say Richard Fitz, but I'm gonna use another one, because Fitz was coming. He's throwing bullets.
He was.
He's a big dude too. Like, man, he just
everything
he's
about
tough.
him I love, all of it. Let's get him up.
Me too. Let's get Richie Fitz up. Let's see. I thought that JJ's defense was kind of shaky. I've seen. Again, I think I've seen 2 ground balls. So, give him a little slack. But he has bobbled a few of them, or he has not made a clean play. And I think I'm so used to Mason just being this vortex, this literal void in space that just takes all ground balls and it's just going to be an out. I think this is probably natural, of course, beginning of spring training, but it would be a bummer if he wasn't that great defensively. That would kind of be a bummer. I mean, obviously, if his bat's great, we can figure that out, but it would be good if he was a league average defender. And the first 2 times I'm like, ooh, that felt like a kind of an easy play, and I didn't think he handled that all that well. Oh, I say
think he
easy
will.
play down here in my basement, but
I think he will. Isn't the thing with him not sticking at shortstop? Isn't it the arm? It wasn't like the ability to get to balls, or so. I think at second base,
Yeah.
I think that's going to even out.
I also thought it was just Mason Wynn was the reason why he wasn't sticking at
Well,
shortstop.
Sure.
But,
Sure. That should be.
All right, Scott, do you have any other things you're watching?
I
mean, you're
think,
not watching. We know that,
not
but-
watching. I think we're not going to get an answer on the rotation. I think the health, we're going to see how that ends up, and if that's going to end up being a storyline, the World Baseball Classic is going to be interesting. I don't think there's a lot of the
True.
big league pitchers that are supposed to be in the rotation pitching in the World Baseball Classic, which number one is good because they're going to stay here and not have to go into that game situations, but also bad because you realize that there's no electricity in the Cardinals starting rotation.
Nobody wants them.
But you got to compete with, Paul Skeens and Tarek Skubal and stuff. So I think health is going to be the ultimate deciding factor, especially when we haven't seen Hunter Dobbins. He might just not be playing his way into that opening day role. So whoever is going to be healthy in the next 3.5 weeks, I think is going to end up taking it.
I love it. Matt, if you don't, do you have any things you're watching, or do you want to give us a take?
I don't have anything else I'm watching,
Okay, good.
but I am waiting to fire off a hot take. And I'm going to make
load
a
it.
pledge
Yep,
to our
please.
Patreon community. The only thing you're going to get from me is hot takes. This is
Diablo.
what you're here for. Yes, this one right here is going to literally be Diablo sauce. Okay, everybody ready?
I'm so ready.
Okay. Scott mentioned Tink Hintz. I'm going to tell you right now, they're going to put Tink Hintz in the bullpen. And
Okay.
Tink is going to be the closer by the end of the year.
Ooh,
The stuff is
wow.
nasty, disgusting. It has never been an issue. This is not even a hot take yet. It has never been the issue for this to be like, can he be successful? He's gotten guys out every time he steps on the mound all over the place.
So true.
So Tink is an interesting guy. He's an interesting personality. He's got an interesting name. And so I was trying to think, like, if Tink is awesome,
Okay.
what do we do? Like hell's bells, what do we do for him? Okay,
oh
guys.
boy.
There
Oh,
is
no.
a rapper named Tink.
Mm.
This rap, I don't even know if I can say this song on here or not. So if we have to cut this, we can cut this. There is
Patreon.
a song that Tink the rapper has called, and I quote, "Bottom Bitch."
Oh.
And so I think in honor of the fact that Tink is going to be coming in the bottom of the ninth and closing out the other team,
it's just,
I think
it's
we play
poetry.
that song with the lights flashing, and Tink becomes that for the St. Louis Cardinals.
I think you're going to hear that at the
Wow.
dance tonight.
Oh,
I will for
man.
sure. My eyes will for sure be in one location on the dance if that song plays.
So I just have one follow up. How did you get to this? Like, what did you research to get to this?
Well, I'm going to be honest. While Scott was talking, I was trying to like fill out this take all the way, and I was like, he needs an
Oh.
entrance. And so I thought, Tink, are there songs with Tink in it? And then I stumbled onto Tink the rapper. Then I was just scrolling down. I was like, oh my God, that's it. That's
Wow.
it. Bottom of the ninth.
Wow.
Bring him in.
Wow. I love that. I when you said walkout song for Tink, I immediately thought like a play on Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and it's just
Well,
Tinkle
I
Tinkle
started
Little
with
Star.
I started with Tinkerbell. And
Okay.
I thought, that's not the right vibe. And so I am quite certain that if I clicked on the lyrics to that song and read them, that
Oh,
not
yeah.
1 second of it would be appropriate or good for a Major League Baseball team. But maybe that's what we need to shake the fans up this year. Just really give them something, a reason to come to the yard.
Well, his name
Love
is
that.
Markavian, so we could also have gone with, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch to keep this a family show. But sure, let's go with
That'll fire you up, won't
Tink
it?
the rapper.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, Matt. that really was.
Does that
like,
qualify as Diablo
yes.
song? Did I get
yeah,
there?
that was an awesome first hot take. That was just like you set the bar really high.
This is
This
all
way.
I'm spitting this year. This
Yep.
is all I got. This is
Okay.
what I'm doing.
All right, Scott, you want to follow that up?
Yeah, mine's baseball related. So
Oh, that was.
Sure. I don't want to see Victor Scott bunt. I was listening to some stuff with Brian Walton. He's like, he's bunting every day. Derek Gould's posting videos. Look at all the bunting. I'm like, great. But yes, he'll need to bunt maybe once a game to see what he can do. Maybe, once a series, twice a series, whatever. But yes, he needs to be on first base, but he has shown in the minor leagues he hit over 300. Let's go ahead and put the ball in play. I'd rather use your electric hit the ball into the outfield and then push it, make the outfielder make a play, because they're not used to, you see a single to the outfield, those guys are just going to be lazy and pick it up and, flip it back in. Well, Victor Scott's going to exploit that one time, and then they'll never happen again. And then those outfielders are going to start rushing and panicking to where maybe now it's a bad throw into second base, and now Victor Scott's on second, where, yes, if you put a bunt down, a pitcher is not an athlete, can throw the ball into the outfield as well. But there's no damage potential in the bunt. It can always be there if he needs it. I'm glad he's working on it. But in spring training, now's not the time to bunt. Spring training is the time to get your timing down, see if those swing changes with your voodoo witch doctor worked, and go ahead and put the ball in play with a swing and actually try to do some damage.
Yeah, I agree with that. I've noticed he's doing that a lot. It feels like he might be working on something, but you're right. They are blasting out. He's like practicing bunting and with one arm, one hand. It's like you've gone to this woman over the offseason who just completely eradicated your swing and has never really seen it. You need to probably like just do that, listen to that, because when you start swinging and running, buddy, like a bunt's going to get you on first, then you're going to have to steal. You might be able to just poke one and end up on third.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're going to do that, and it kind of irritates me that they're going to use him in like a sacrifice role too. Like I've seen him do a lot of these like little, the sack bunt moved him over. It's like, this just feels like a waste of Vic's speed, even though I know bunting is a way to highlight speed, right? So anyway, Matt, looks like you're doing some homework over there. Are you thinking? What are you doing? Are you still thinking?
I'm so sorry. I just looked up the lyrics to this song that came out. There's not even one line we can use. There's nothing. So we're gonna have to scrap that idea. That's out.
Dang.
Marky Mark's back in.
Yeah, I would say so, because this is unreal. I can't even read it. Okay, sorry.
Okay, that's okay.
Sorry.
Shocker with a name
That's
like
what
that.
you get with the Diablo sauce, though. You get the heat.
I was gonna say it ain't mild. It ain't mild.
It's not mild. What's yours? What's your Taco Bell packet? Bring it up.
I don't know if it's hot, but I think automated balls and strikes is a triumph.
Oh,
I think it's freaking fantastic. I've heard.
Is this based on 2 that you've seen?
This
As
is
everything
based
else
on,
has been?
That's exactly right. I've listened. I've heard. It's exciting.
Okay.
Baseball Savant released like an ABS dashboard, and it is some fascinating stuff, like how teams are using it, and they have all kinds of different like dashboard metrics on. This is just another layer to get into and like learn it. But I've heard the voice of the Cardinals, John Rooney, which I think it's funny that they give him like a tagline like he's Batman or something. Voice of the Cardinals. I mean, his voice is silk. I can't even lie. But he was complaining like this is going to make the strike zones tighter, smaller. You're going to see more walks. And I just kind of disagreed completely with what he was saying. I think this is going to take these guys some time to learn how to do this. Pitchers learn how to find their zone. It's no different than the pitch clock. When it first was introduced, people were like, "Oh, this is going to ruin it. There's so many pitch violations, and this is going to ruin games." Everybody loves the pitch clock now. Everybody. I think ABS is going to work itself out into slowly becoming something that we really love. There are going to be people who are critics like John Rooney who think it's not a good thing because the strike zone may be smaller. That may happen. I do think, though, giving players, pitchers, catchers, the batter an opportunity to challenge that, I think that's a good thing, and I don't think it's going to ruin the flow of the game, and I think it's going to be exciting. I love it so far. I did not agree with John Rooney. Scott, when you heard that, did you feel that way too?
Yeah, he as much as I love listening to KMOX, there are times where it's a little bit of old man yelling at cloud, because he was like, "Oh, compare it to the 80s and 90s when it was a walk fest." I'm like, it's not going to be a walk fest because we have the pitch clock. It was also 4-hour games because the guys could walk around the mound, call their mother, and then go change out the ball 7 more times. I mean, that's completely different. The strike zone, I don't think. Sure, there might be a little bit more walks, but at the end of the day, the guys at the plate, we're realizing that they realize they want to hit. You see how guys like Luis Ariz getting singles is not valued as much, where guys that taking walks is not going to be valued as much. So they're going to be up there to hit. So I think it's just a good way to keep umps accountable. I don't think it's really an accountability measure, but I think it's a good way to just keep the big plays from getting ruined by controversy. They always say controversy is good for sports. I'm like, yeah, sure, but I'd also like things to be called correctly and consistently. So that's where I put it. It makes no sense to me that John Rooney's like, hey, we're gonna have a walk fest. It's like, no, the pitchers are still gonna learn how to throw. That's their job, is still to throw strikes.
He was on one. There's no doubt. Matt, do you have an opinion on ABS?
I like ABS. I think it's good. I think what I like even more than ABS, though, is John Rooney calling it as Batman, the game.
That would be
Ivan
awesome.
Herrera, where is he? You know what I mean? Like,
Where's the strike zone?
Yeah.
no more walks. I'm the
Oh
justice
my
of the Cardinals. Yeah, it's just I'd be really excited about that as far as that's concerned. But yeah. I mean, when you throw a pitch, is it a strike or is it a ball? Is like one of the most fundamental things you can have in baseball. So yeah, let's get it right. And if the game has to adjust because the game is being called correctly, then the game should adjust. It makes it about something else, like the gamification of baseball, and it shouldn't be. Is it a ball? Is it a strike? Let's get it going.
That's one of the actual clear rules of baseball.
Yeah.
Like, here you go. It's actually defined. Let's go ahead and
I
use
wish
it.
I could have just called into the show and be like, John, do you realize that these teams get 2 of them? They get 2.
Right.
And if they get it right, they get another one. But if they get it wrong, like, it's not like you have an endless supply of these things.
Yeah.
So I think we just need to settle down a little bit. But fellas, that feels like a good place to stop our very first bonus episode. If you have made it this far, thank you for subscribing on Patreon. I hope you enjoyed this. I would say go listen to the song Matt mentioned, but I don't know if you want that in your life. But if you do, we respect it. It's all good. We hope to see you next week. Again, thanks so much for subscribing on Patreon.
John Rooney.